up on MCTV this week. Find out what archaeologists found digging up dirt in the Middle East, and Umoja is crushing for love this Valentine's Day. This week starts now. Hello and welcome to MCTV This Week. For Cameron Line, I'm Tori Philbin. North America's largest and oldest organization, the AIA, or the Archaeological Institute of America, gave a presentation last week with Daniel Fackins speaking on the excavations underway in Debon. Although the project was unfinished, they were able to uncover a small civilization that had its own water channels, fossilized seedlings, stone structures, and many small artifacts that are still trying to be understood by members of AIA. Even though so many exciting big things were uncovered, the one thing that many AIA excavators, in particular one surprised young lady, screamed over was an unfractured pot that was completely unscathed by time.
To have it come right up out of the dirt as we were digging, nobody was expecting to actually get a whole pot, and so it just was tremendously exciting in the moment. But everything that's coming out of that same part of the site, all of that collapsed floor, is really great stuff.
Any questions regarding AIA and how to join can be found on their website at archaeological.org.
For Black History Month, Umoja decided to get festive for some of their events. One of these events includes selling crush cans to Monmouth College students for Valentine's Day. This Valentine's Day, Umoja allows students to send their crushes an orange, purple, or red crush can with special meanings for a different can and a message attached to it.
Umoja stands for Unity and Kiswahili. Our activities this February is focused on Black History Month, but we will be doing activities throughout the year.
Umoja has a fashion show coming up on February 20th.
ASAP brought country rock to campus on Friday. Nashville recording artist the Charlie Rogers Band played an hour-long set. Formed in 2011, Rogers describes the band as a fusion of between modern country music and classic rock with a little pop music in the mix.
We had a blast, yeah. We always try to come out and have a blast. But the audience was a lot of fun. They participated and made a great show.
ASAP's next event will be Saturday, February 21st, with a coffee house open mic night in the Underground.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Tonight, the Classics Club is viewing Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, starring George Clooney, based on Homer's Odyssey. Be in your seat by 8 p.m., the Barnes Electronic Classroom in the library. Singer-songwriter Emily Hearn will be visiting campus as the featured artist at ASAP's Coffee House in the Underground Thursday, starting at 9 p.m. And next Monday is karaoke night with Umoja in Scotland Yard of Stockdale. Grab a mic and belt beginning at 8:30.
Coming up in sports, the women's Fighting Scots basketball team are currently third in the Midwest Conference. We'll take it their last two games next. On Tuesday, January 28th, the men's Fighting Scots basketball team took to the court to take on conference rival Grinnell. The Scots came out and tried to match the high-flying offense of the Grinnell Pioneers, known as the System. The first half, Cole Jackson put up a total of 15 points for the Scots. Other leading scorers were John Calhoun with 12 points and Andrew Matheson with a total of 10 points. The Scots came out in the second half performing like a team. The Fighting Scots were able to take the lead when Spencer Thomas made this basket, putting the Scots up by 2 points. Grinnell got in foul trouble early on in the second half and also got whistled for a technical foul. Free throws were a big advantage for the Scots, but wasn't enough to finish the game. The leading scorers in the second half was Matheson with 19 points, Thomas had 14, Matt Chihola had 13, Nick Marima also had 13 points, and Calhoun finished with 12 points. The Scots fall with a final 115 to 121.
I think today we gave a really good effort. Everyone tried their best. We always come out and play with a ton of heart. It's just, I feel like today it was just mental errors the most, and we're always going to give 110%. Everyone on this team wants to win, and it's a tough loss, but we played really well, I thought, though.
The men took on IC last week, and we'll have the highlights from that game for you later on in the show. The women's team took on Grinnell in a rough and tumble conference battle. The Scots jumped out to an early lead thanks to an aggressive play in the paint led by Marla Willard, who finishes with a spin move to the rim. The paint was open this game, and the hoop might as well have been 10 feet wide because everything was going for the Scots, including this acrobatic layup by Kathleen Forrest. The Pioneers' porous defense could not handle Willard as she came back to the paint and dropped in another bucket off a nice fadeaway. Willard was not the only one being aggressive inside as Emily Watkins grabs her own rebound and finishes to the hoop and the horn. The Scots continued aggressive style of offense, resulting in a number of fouls, many of them hard fouls, such as this one towards the end of the half, and both teams committed a combined 38 fouls, 20 of those coming in the first half. The score at the end of the half saw the Scots cruising 44-16 thanks to a defensive effort that held Grinnell to only 15% shooting from the field. The second half was even more aggressive for the Scots, who showed no mercy under the basket. Jasmine Johnson was whistled for the foul here. She throws her defender aside. The only thing the Scots hadn't done in their onslaught was hit a three-pointer, so they hit 5 in the second half, led by Tessa Jones and Emily Watkins, and also Kirsten Pullman, who were all perfect from beyond the arc. The Scots finished off with a 85-43 victory, but not until 12 Scots into the scoring column and every member dressed got on the court.
I thought we were really the aggressor. We took control. Offensively, we moved the ball well, got points in the paint. In fact, we had 38 points in the paint compared to their 6. So we were the aggressor. We really tried to get a lot of touches inside.
The women traveled to Carroll on Saturday to take on the Pioneers at 3 p.m. The men's basketball team faced off against Illinois College in their annual For the Cure game. The Fighting Scots showed off their pink warm-up shirts Thursday as they took on the Blue Boys. The Scots held their own in the first half with shots like these from Chad Thompson, but went into halftime trailing 46-37. In the second half, the Scots used their three-point shooting to keep them in the game. Sophomore Nick Marima led the charge for the Scots with 9 points in each half. The Scots continued to battle with Illinois College, but ultimately could not overcome a hot shooting performance from Illinois College star Nathan Kohler, who finished with 32 points, and the Scots fell to the Blue Boys 92-78. Fighting Scots head coach Todd Skrivas spoke about trying to take advantage of opportunities and looking ahead for the future with the current men's basketball team.
Every opportunity for us is a learning experience. We've approached it that way. We've focused on the process. Because we're going to, for the most part, we're going to have the same group next year. We'll add some pieces to it, but there's some things that we definitely need to get better at. I thought at times we addressed those tonight and did a good job with it, but at other times we took a step back, and that's disappointing to see. You'd like to see some steady progress, and unfortunately just haven't seen that.
The men's basketball team also travels to Carroll University on Saturday, their game scheduled for 1 p.m. The MC JV women's basketball team hosted Augustana University on Monday. Tashea Tingling got the action started for the Scots early in the first half with a big 3. After that, it was the Emily Seifkin show. This 3-ball gave the Scots a 14-11 lead. Seifkin continued the offensive display with a nice up and under move late in the first half. Early in the second half, a nice backdoor cut by Christy Reagan cut the deficit to 8 points. Seifkin added another 3, but it wasn't enough as the Fighting Scots fell to the Vikings 68-44.
Emily Seifkin, she's a sophomore for us, and she works her butt off day in, day out, and she will give you anything that you ask for. Obviously, her post moves are good, and she can shoot the outside shot, but she was fantastic for us tonight, just like every game.
The JV women will host John Wood Community College tonight at 6 p.m. That's it for sports. Here are your scores for this week. That's it for MCTV this week. I'm David Beidel.
And I'm Tori Philbin. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday for a new edition of MCTV.
And I'm Cameron Line. Don't forget you can find us on the web at monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.